Hello friends, Archangel with CryptoAngel here, bringing you the Shytoshi and Eric Roundup for July 14th, 2021. As a reminder, this is a quick run through of community relevant information from Shytoshi and Eric. I won't be adding much commentary, if any. This is simply for those that don't have access to Discord or don't want to sort through the walls of text to find information. I'll also not be including responses where the original message was deleted or not retrievable, and we can't figure out the context from the response. So with that, here we go. And if you're wondering why there was no roundup yesterday, it's because there was no community relevant information put out. So for July 14th, we don't have any responses from Shytoshi, so we will move on to Eric. Aurora ZZ says, "Hey Eric, can I ask when is the incubator Shytoshi was saying will be launched after ShibaSwap?" Eric responds, "We're finishing other things before we jump to the incubator. We're actually developing the next project where the incubator has a role." Newbie says, "Will rewards be averaged out based on time spent, or will it be more for first entry and gradually decreasing as the numbers of participants increases?" Eric responds, "Rewards are calculated analyzing the blocks that you've spent on Berry and the total amount that needs to be distributed. The most people, the less rewards. Yes." She says, "I've been having this question to ask you. Will SHIB be merged as a coin in the next blockchain project?" Eric responds, "SHIB is SHIB. She is she." She then says, "So the swap will be the end of the road for SHIB." Eric says, "We use all our ecosystem in all of our projects we are developing. Our current roadmap is touching 6 different areas, so no, definitely is not at the end of the road." Aurora ZZ says, "Are you able to talk in more detail about the incubator? I know it's next because Shytoshi said after SS is the incubator." Eric responds, "Things take time. It's not as easy as saying, quote, after ShibaSwap. We're currently working on ShibaSwap, and there are a lot of things to do here. We have a team working in parallel, but we're on ShibaSwap for right now." Trub says, "Are peeps now getting paid for their work? I know it's a labor of love and all." Eric responds, "0 bones have been cashed from now." Trub says, "How are you guys surviving? It's a lot of work for no pay yet." Eric responds, we could have dumped early bones when it was at $75, but we would have broken them. It is important people make money to balance everything. Then we will start cashing out slowly. Yes, sometimes it looks like we are idiots, but we don't want to damage anything, so we are careful." Trub says, "That's fair enough. Hopefully it won't take too long to reward yourselves." Eric responds, "We hope so, but for now, we're still paying for things out of pocket. Not everything is a dream as some people think." Aurora ZZ says, "When will the other 500 tokens be added?" Eric responds, "That's out-of-date information. You can see a lot of the tokens on the swap/pools. We were going to launch just with our tokens, but decided to go all in. Actually, there's more than 170 pairs in the liquidity pools." Aurora ZZ says, "I only see 20 pools for now. I want to swap some new tokens and all." Eric's response says, "Wolf pools are not the same as the total pools of the site." Pain 007 says, "Eric, can you shed any light on the plans for Treat? When or have you started working on it?" Eric says, "Not focused on Treat on the short term. There's some projects coming before it." Shib Gintoki asks, "Regarding ShibaSwap architecture, do the rewards from Berry come from the 0.05% of any pair?" Eric responds, the Shib, Leash, Bone, Berry extra rewards. Yes. If you want to know how the structure works, go check the Certec audit. There's a big diagram which explains the entire structure of our system. Aurora ZZ says, does the incubator need Certec audit? Eric responds, all of our projects are going to be audited. We don't launch unsafe things. Lagavulin says, Eric, how do you plan to continue to incentivize people to provide liquidity / stake when all bone is minted later down the road? Eric says, with our current roadmap, bones will be fully minted on July 2024. Shib Gintoki says, the two new pairs, Shib Bone and Leash Bone, are any pairs, so they get the 0.25% fees injected back into the TVL. Is that correct? Eric responds, fees are distributed to liquidity providers and berry pools. Go check the diagram. Ramos asks, any ideas on how to support Leash more? Better utility? Eric responds, we're on it. Our upcoming projects keep using our tokens. Sean Hill 80 says, hi Eric, I know this is the Leash room, but is there any time frame when we may see Bone listed on CoinMarketCap? Eric responds, being managed, ShibaSwap listing is signed and we are waiting for Bone 2. Lagavulin says, yes, but can you say more about what happens after 2024? Or is there no plan on how to keep the swap running? Eric responds, no, I can't say what will happen after 2024, LOL. We are working on 2021 and 2022. Aurora ZZ says, Leash is going to possibly be for she, as what Ryoshi said on Telegram. Eric responds, can be. Jump says, this is projection based on the fixed timeline or estimate based on the current take-up rate. And that is referring to the bone decay rate. And Eric responds, you can find the minting curve on the Wolf paper version 2.0. Sean Hill says, will the bone folio show what the current bones per block rewards will be once the minting curve starts taking effect? Eric responds, it's an analytics of the current data, not future data. Payne 007 says, why is TVL different on ShibaSwap than DBank? Eric says, trust ShibaSwap and not external pages. She says, when will Bone be a governance token? And Eric responds with, soon. Eric says, just a side comment. It's amazing that you have ShibaSwap here 7 days live and you are still asking when this, when that. Come on guys, take it easy. She says, will the community be able to vote on important decisions, and will the devs allow us, considering that Shib, Leash, and Bone community are community-driven tokens? Eric responds, that's why there's a governance system to vote on important decisions. Jump says, I'm excited for the berry rewards. I hope it is not meh, as some were describing in Shib General. Eric responds, all will depend on people's share of the pools. I expected them to be lower. Bone is decent, ETH is decent, and insert token here is not that high. Rewards will depend always on the use and the volume of the platform. Jump asks, do we get to propose what can be voted on? If yes, we'll probably see when Burn guys getting involved. Eric responds, there will be a place to suggest, then depending on this adoption, the suggestions are analyzed properly with a dedicated team, and then, if that goes through, proposed to vote. That's how usually governance systems work. Suggestions that are not possible have a clear negative impact, etc. are directly filtered. So, translation, no burn, guys. Shib Gintoki says, Eric, moving forward, what is our strategic advantage over other swaps since we charge the same 0.3% fee? Eric responds, all relies on our ecosystem. All of the projects we are developing move around them. That's what makes us special. Distinguished Alpaca says, Eric, not sure if you are still on, but that 0.05% every week across native tokens for stakers is simply amazing. Fantastic way to incentivize folks to stick around. Eric says, yes, that's a way to keep incentivizing, but that rewards depends on transaction fees, so we all depend on the use of the platform to make it profitable. Bless Up says, what if people don't use the WBTC? Will we get nothing? Eric responds, rewards depend on the use, so yes. XDaddy says, Eric, the ETH any 0.1% fee to the SHIB staking pool, is that 0.1% of the sum of the transaction or the gas fees? Eric responds, gas fees are gas fees. We don't receive them. And just as a side note, friends, the gas fees go to the Ethereum miners. The transaction fees for the swap are what's distributed. DGZ says, I've been thinking if it's worth creating some stable coin pools. They seem to be non-existent or very small. Can't figure out if it's a big risk or not. Eric says, it was interesting. There's 184.5 million on the Ethereum USDT pool, if I'm not wrong, and that helps the liquidity. This kind of pool helps outsiders to use our platform as a swap. That's one of the interesting points. XDaddy says, hey, Eric, I noticed on the Surtech diagram that SHIB, Leash, and Bone staking pools are getting 0.05% transaction fees. Is that 0.05 divided by 3 or each gets 0.05%? And Eric says divided. So if you are familiar, and this is my commentary now, if you're familiar with the diagram in the Surtech audit, the 0.05% goes into one big pot and then gets distributed among the 3 berry pools. Mortius says, no pressure at all, Eric. Just wondering how we're making out on Bonefolio. Any information at all would be awesome. Eric responds, will be implemented soon. It's ready to work. So with that, we wrap up the July 14th, 2021 Eric and Shytoshi Roundup. Archangel out.